Today we're going to talk about HARO, Help a Reporter Out. HARO is a free service that you can subscribe to. It's a service of Cision, which is one of the media industry's big outlets for journalist research. Cision is a database of reporters that you can subscribe to. It's a big investment, so mostly PR firms do it, but it is an option if you're doing publicity for yourself. They are affiliated with PR Newswire as well. Help a Reporter Out is a service where reporters from publications that range from The Street to WebMD to Cosmopolitan and many other large media outlets are looking for help on stories, and they're publicizing their needs so that people like you can reach out to them with your media pitch. So today we're just going to go through one afternoon HARO. It usually comes twice a day. We're going to go through some of the examples of these requests for help from reporters and think about ways that if you were interested in getting into the media that you could respond. Now, of course, the key thing here is relevance. These reporters are looking for stories and insights and intellectually interesting quotes from expert people. They're not looking for random story pitches. So the HARO breaks things down by category. So, for example, in this edition, they have biotech and healthcare requests, business and finance, education, general, high tech, lifestyle and fitness, and so forth. And as you can see, they have 55 story requests in a single afternoon. So there's a lot of opportunities to get in the media if you can find a fit with these reporters and you have a good story to tell. So just quickly, let's look at Cosmopolitan magazine, number 1, protesting and tear gas exposure. Okay, so we click on this and it takes us down here. And it actually tells you the name of the reporter. Someone named Tatiana Walk-Morris at Cosmopolitan is looking for a story where she says, Cosmopolitan seeks to understand the long-term health impact of tear gas exposure during political demonstrations. The person responding to this must either be or be speaking for a protester activist who has been exposed to tear gas prior to the 2020 Black Lives Matter protests, or a physician or nurse who treated patients for tear gas exposure during the 2020 protests. Now, a couple of things. It's a deadline. This story is on a deadline, like a lot of media outlets have. She needs to hear from you by 6 o'clock on October 5th. If you're too late, you're not going to get in the story. You also have to be available to speak by phone before or by October 7th. So if you're going on vacation for the next 2 weeks, you shouldn't respond to this. So here's a question. If you're let's say you have a medical business and you have expertise in this area, so you can reach out to Tatiana Walk-Morris. And the way you do that is you click on this email. This is a sort of an email forwarding process. Like, they don't give out the reporter's email, but this will get forwarded to her. You can send her an email and you have to tell her your pitch. And we talk about pitching in the how to get publicity package that we have. You click on the link below, you can learn all about it. But you would want to reach out and say, I know all about tear gas exposure. I've treated people with it. I'm familiar with it. And by the way, I work for healthcare company, or ideally, my company has a treatment for tear gas exposure, or we have research on this issue. Again, relevance. You want to be relevant. Let's look at a different one. So here's the New York Times. See, what's fascinating here is the major outlets giving you an opportunity to get yourself presented in really big time media outlets. So here's travel, multi-family pandemic travel when things go wrong. Okay, so here it is. It says Sarah Fierstein at the New York Times. Deadline October 5th. Okay, as you can see here, this is about a story about families traveling together during the pandemic and how things have changed now when people are dealing with pandemic conditions. So they're specifically looking for one of the following: a traveler who encountered some sort of struggle or tension while planning or taking a trip with families recently, or an Airbnb rental house owner encountering some group of this ilk, travel advisor playing mediator to a group like these and witnessing the issues that arise. So again, relevancy. You have to figure out if you're a good fit for this. And obviously, a publication like the New York Times, it does not take people seriously if they're not relevant. So you want to be relevant, and these things come out every day. So a lot of the time you're going to be like, oh, not for me, not for me, not for me. You have to just keep, panning for gold, and eventually you'll find a couple that are a good fit. But in this case, let's say that you're a travel agent. So this is an opportunity maybe for a travel agent to get featured as an expert, quoted in an article like this. But you'd have to reach out with a specific story in mind. Let's do one more. Here's some of these, as you can see, some of these are anonymous. They don't reveal the source. Here's Gannett, big newspaper chain. Black Friday edition skincare gifts. Now here's an interesting thing. It's now October 6th. So Black Friday is not for over a month, but as you can see, this reporter, Pamela George at Gannett, is preparing the Black Friday edition. This is something to keep in mind. The news preparation is often quite a bit ahead of the calendar. October, September, this is when news outlets are preparing their Black Friday editions. They're not doing it, the day before Thanksgiving. They're doing it weeks and weeks and weeks ahead. So you have to look at these things, far up. But this is a wonderful opportunity. This is almost like a giveaway to anybody in the skincare or cosmetics business. If you have a skincare product, this is like a bullseye for you, and you can reach out to Pamela George at Gannett with your pitch. Now, of course, you have to have a good story to tell. You have to be able to have your price, Black Friday specials, and so forth. This is a good opportunity for online retailers as well. So this is just a brief overview of HARO. As I said, it comes out every day, sometimes several times a day. Over the course of a week or two, you might see hundreds of media opportunities. You've got to pick the ones that are right for you and come at them with your best pitch. If you want to learn more about how to do a great media pitch, check out our link below for our How to Get Publicity course package. Look forward to working with you. Thank you for being with us today.